Hello and welcome to Interview with DJ Nocturna. Um, if you're watching my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Welcome back, Peter Endall, Melbourne, Australia's synthwave artist, and his project Suburban Spell. He was here in last year, early part of
Yeah,
last year.
Yep.
I think it might have been around this time. I think maybe
Yeah, around about, yeah. That
because it
was
was.
for Split Levels album.
Yeah, and I remember it was getting cold. It was about to get cold, so it must have been around this time.
Mm.
Maybe a month earlier, but yeah, so that was a great interview, and I love like the I'm liking the new singles that you're releasing now for the new EP that's going to be released in June 23,
Mhm.
and I'll be playing that on June 24. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
put in my schedule now since it's I actually have it perfectly aligned. It's releasing the Friday, and I think I'll play it on Saturday, the interview. But
Uh-huh.
thank you and welcome back. Welcome back on the show, all the way from Melbourne, Australia, one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Thanks. It's a real pleasure again to be here. It's great to speak to you again. So yeah, and you're right. It is getting a bit cold out here. So, but
I
I
can
mean, Melbourne's winter isn't as bad as winter in other places. It's actually quite mild. So it's okay.
I know it's nice, and it's nice to have different. I mean, we in Hawaii we don't really celebrate a lot of those things. It's like it's always the same,
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
which is good in many ways.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to your. I know you just released the latest one, Natural Science. The first single was Bright Gold Cross,
Yeah. Right. Yep. Yep.
and this is an EP, and the
Yeah.
EP is called Falling Down. Tell us about that. Tell us about that new EP that's going to be released.
Um, well, it's coming out at the end of June, and it's been a kind of a work in progress, as in, I think the songs have been actually written probably 12 months ago or more, really, but it's just taken a long time for it to come together and be able to get released. I think so. The title "Falling Down" is it's a bit of a reflection on, I suppose, on the human foibles, if you like, about how vulnerable we are to sort of to get into areas where you can kind of where you can fall down a bit. So and really, it's only a very sliding doors moment away from that actually happening. So it was kind of a bit of a reflection on how sort of vulnerable sort of people are, and I suppose falling down was kind of just the words that kind of captured that, I suppose, in a way. And so that was kind of the thinking behind the concept of the album and the lyric content of the other songs as well. So yeah, it's got 6 songs on it. The first one, as you mentioned, was Bright Gold Cross, and the second one, Natural Science, which was released last week, I think.
Hmm.
And there's a couple of videos. So we did a video for Bright Gold Cross, which I think is really great. I'm really happy with the way that video turned out as well. And I've got the same producers of that video also producing a video for Natural Science, which I know the single's been released already, but I'm actually getting the first draft of that video tonight, hopefully. So I'm really excited to see that. I think
Oh
some
yeah.
of the work that actually went into that, at least conceptually, is really good, and so I'm very excited to see some of the first uh, drafts of that, and hopefully that'll be put out probably by the end of next week. So yeah, keep an eye out
Oh
for that.
yeah. And the video you're talking about was produced and directed by two people, right? Paul, is that
Paul and yeah, and Cassie. So they just live across the road from me actually, and
right?
they've actually got a studio, and I walked past it like heaps of times, and I thought, oh gee, I must actually knock on their door, and I did, and since then we've actually struck up a really good working relationship. They do really high quality stuff and reasonably priced. They're fantastic.
What's interesting is that first single. I was wondering when I first heard that. I go, I wonder what that song's about. Bright Gold Cross.
Yeah, well, it's about I suppose, people who kind of commit sins, who are of a certain religious kind of bent, and then at the point of time when they're about to pass, they can get absolution from all of their sins. And to me, that kind of didn't really kind of work for me. So it's sort of a bit of a commentary around that, how people think that they can conduct all their sins and then they get absolution just before they die. And I'm thinking, no, that's not right, you know. And that's sort of hiding underneath the bright gold cross, I suppose, is kind of, that's what the commentary is about, you know.
Yeah, because it has that Christian symbolism, right? How people, you know, how people wear the
Yeah,
bright.
exactly. Yeah. And I think, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I just think that people sometimes live their lives with that kind of thinking in the back of their minds, and it was just a bit of a commentary around that. So yeah.
And I know you wrote these songs, like, was it like last year?
Yeah, pretty much about 12 months ago. And it's been a while since I've actually started to write again. And I'm actually really looking forward to the next stage of writing, because the last few months at least have been heavily involved with the promotion of this latest release, and also getting my live show together has been a whole lot of work. So I'm actually looking forward to that kind of getting over that hump and actually starting to write songs again. I'm really looking forward to that process.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to now the others. Are you going to release another single before the release date?
No, I don't think so. So we've got the 2 singles, and so no, there's no more singles off it. Although I was thinking, I mean, I think there's, I think the EP has got other really strong songs, but after having a chat with my promoter, she thought that the Bright Gold Cross and Natural Silence were the natural singles, and for me, which is quite, I wouldn't have picked those 2 at all, but surprisingly she did. So I think there's some other really good songs on the EP as well. So I think there is opportunity for other singles, but we'll just see what happens. You know, I don't know. We'll see
You know,
how it goes.
I really love Natural Science, and so if that's Natural Science is really great. So if you're saying the others are much more stronger than,
they're just really different. There's the title song, sort of Falling Down, which I was kind of referred to earlier. I think it's a bit kind of slower, but it's lyrically it really hits home for me a bit. And there's another song on the EP called Salvation Army, which kind of talks about how circumstances can quickly change, and you can end up on the street, and you're actually relying on the Salvation Army to try and help you out. And it's a bit of a commentary about how we're all actually not that far away from actually being homeless, really. Circumstances can change very quickly, but it's a very powerful song musically as well as lyrically, I think.
oh yeah, oh I can't wait. I mean, I haven't heard it yet. Salvation Army. I'm looking forward to that, and I know you have some of the great. I mean, they haven't been released yet, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one. And I'm looking forward to the release of the EP on June 23rd, called Falling Down.
Yep.
And now, you know, you also released in February of 2023, like just a while ago, the Split Level remixes.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
And I know you had some you know, some artists who kind of helped out with the remixes, right? Like William Faith
Yep.
and
Yep.
New Zealand's Robot in Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah. No, look, it was that was a fantastic opportunity, and I really enjoy the process of having other artists reinterpret my songs. I mean, I've ut a particular vision, and it's really good to open it up to other people and to get them to take a look at what you're doing, and also just put their own kind of stamp on it. I think and William's Faith remix of The Lonely Man is great. It's really rocking and it really kicks, you know, and it's very different to my album mix, if you like, but it's extremely strong. And I've actually got the drum tracks that William used on his remix, and I've actually put that into my live set. So it's got my original kind of arrangement, but with his drum mix underneath it, and it actually works really, really well. And I think Robots in Love, Feel No More, I think that remix is amazing. I think it's completely changed the original track, and it's turned it into something really wonderful. I think it's a really good thing to go back and for the listeners to go back and listen to the original album track and have a listen to the Robots in Love remix, and just do a comparison between the two. They're really different, but I was really happy with those results. They're great.
Yeah, they actually, William Faith and Eleanor, right, from Robots in Love. Yeah, they both came. I interviewed both of them already.
Oh,
So
yeah.
and their interview is on my YouTube channel as well.
Oh, right. Okay, I'll have to have a listen.
Yeah, William Faith just more recently.
Yeah, because they've just released an album, I think, haven't they?
Yeah, with the Bellwether Syndicate, and Robots in Love, I think it was last year as well. New Zealand, yeah. A lot of great artists coming from New Zealand and Australia, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's heaps going on. And I think the kind of genre that we're kind of tapping into is actually it's riding a wave at the moment. It's extremely popular out there. So no, it's great. It's very exciting.
Now, you were also in a band in the 80s called Schizo Scherzo. I always mess it up because
it's close. It's Schizo Scherzo. So Schizo Scherzo doesn't kind of have the same ring, but Schizo Scherzo it is. Yeah, correct.
Okay. And that song I like is called Back to Back this is from 1985, and I know you guys were you kind of you shared the stage with the Eurythmics back in the day, and who else, like
there was Fergal Sharky
Real Life.
Yes, yeah, actually we're playing with them again.
They are
Real Life, yeah, Real Life reforming, if that's the right word. There's a dark arts festival up in a little town not far from Melbourne, Malden, and it's called Goldfields Gothic Weekend, and Real Life are playing, and we're supporting them. And there's a few other acts on the Saturday night as well. So, sorry.
When are they playing?
That is August, the first weekend in August. I think it's the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, so that'll be great fun, and we played with Real Life back in the 80s as well. So it's kind of like it's kind of like a complete kind of circular thing. So that'll be fun. It'll be great.
Send Me an Angel. Oh yeah,
that's the one.
Oh man, that song is just memorable. God,
it is.
Forget it. Yeah. And all the different remixes for that song. So happy for you. I wish I can go and watch. Maybe some other time. But yeah, it's it's so great that and of course big shout out to Shameless Promotion PR.
Yep.
And
Shauna, she's fantastic.
All these wonderful Australian artists. Did you know that there's a street in Australia called Roland Howard? I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I was like, whoa.
And there's a lane in the city called AC/DC Lane as well. So there's a few kind of streets that are kind of referenced by famous Australian artists. So yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, and I love Roland Howard, such an amazing artist.
Yeah.
So, are you excited? It looks like if people want to find your music, of course, they can find it Suburban Spell on their Bandcamp page.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And look,
that's a very exciting time. As I said before, I'm really excited about seeing this new video coming out, and the first couple of singles have been really well received. So, and I'm really confident that the EP will be as equally well received. And I think I'm looking forward to having all of that unfold and playing some more live shows around town, which would be great. And we're planning to go to the US in September, I think. There's a couple of bands.
Where at? Which part?
New York, and so that's in kind of September. So hopefully I can meet a few people over there as well. I think I'm catching up with William Faith and a few others over there as well, which would be nice. And then
Oh,
following that, I'm really excited, as I said earlier, just about starting the writing process again. I've got some really good concepts about where I want to take my writing for the next release, and I'm thinking probably another EP, 6 or 7 songs or something like that. I think that's a good size of the numbers
yeah.
of songs that you like, and so I've got some ideas for that, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. The whole process is
Yeah.
going well.
So, so in the summer, the ending of the summer, it'll be in New York, around there, New York and
Yeah,
other cities. Is it
yeah.
still, it's still in the works? Oh, okay. Well, you need to stop in Hawaii.
I've been actually I've been meaning to get there. I've actually never been to Hawaii, so
Oh
I
yeah,
would.
you gotta
Yeah,
come. I'm
yeah,
here.
yeah. Well, I'll come knocking on your door for sure.
Yeah. Well, I know your music has a lot of influence with the synth wave, like Kraftwerks and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Uh, and the Cars, which
Yeah.
is a band that I mean, I just regret that I never saw them, and they'll never play again, of course, because Rick Ocasek passed away, and so did Benjamin Orr.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so it's one of those bands that's just like, and of course, New Order, which is another influence, right?
Yeah. 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 For sure. I look, all of those bands were strong influences. Absolutely. I think, and I'm still fascinated by Kraftwerk, I suppose, and I love their really simple, stripped back approach to music, and I know how hard that is to actually pull your music back to its actual, to its core kind of essence. And I think that takes real courage. And I think how Kraftwerk and their approach to that is so strong. Like there's very little going on, but what is going on is absolutely wonderful, and that's what I hope to achieve ultimately. Like, I really love that kind of stripped back kind of approach, but it does take a bit of courage to have faith in what you're doing, I think, to be able to present it at that minimal kind of level. And all of the really good songs, I think the songs that actually resonate and stand the test of time there's a certain bareness to actually what's being presented, and I think, to me, Kraftwerk are kind of the essence of that approach.
Oh yeah, definitely. What was it like in the '80s in Australia? Because I know your band that you fronted, right? Yeah, you played the keyboards for the
Yeah, yeah. I played the keyboards in that band, Schizo Scherzo. I'm presuming you're talking about. So I didn't front that band, and so Suburban Spell and the lead role I'm taking in that is a first for me, and so it's been a bit of a revelation, if you like, to be able to be the front person when you're performing live, and also having control over all of the music it's great. It's been a real challenge, but also it's been something I've actually really enjoyed. But yeah, certainly in the 80s, Schizo Scherzo and the whole music scene in Melbourne in the 80s was very strong. Lots of really good bands came out of Australia in that
yeah.
period.
I know, yeah. So many great bands, AC/DC and In Excess and gosh, I mean Nick Cave and the bad, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Yeah, yeah,
The one and
yeah.
only Nick Cave, yeah. So yeah. Wow, so the EP, the forthcoming EP is called Falling Down, going to be released June 23rd. 2 singles are out now, Bright Gold Cross and Natural Science, and I can't wait to hear the rest. And
So, yeah, no, I think I can't wait for it to be out there. It's been, like I said, it's been like 12 months in the making, so it's going to be great for it to actually be released as well. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the whole process.
yeah, and I love all these photos, just black and white shots you got here.
Yeah, well, it's a theme, like it can be a bit of a cliche because there's lots of people doing the black and white stuff, but for me, it's been a constant throughout the original concept of what I wanted Suburban Spell to be, what I wanted it to say, and visually, the black and white and the high contrast black and white kind of approach is representative of the kind of music, the style of the music I want to play as well. And even the live show has got there's lots of video that gets projected over the band while we're playing, and that is a very high contrast kind of style of images as well get presented throughout the set. So it's a constant theme throughout the whole thing.
Oh wow. Do you want to do any shout out to anyone who was a part of the this release?
Yeah, well, I think look, I think Kristen, my wife, she's a presenter on a Bleeding Black Hearts review goth radio show here in Melbourne. She's been a big support, and I think the video makers as well, Paul at Dingo Cross Films, he's been doing some great work, and of course Shauna from Shameless Promotion, she's been fantastic. So
Yeah, so many great bands coming out of the Australia and New Zealand, which is you know, I mean, they're all, you know, they're all over the world, and to be in that part of the world, you know, you just know. I mean, and so far every single artist I've interviewed, they're just amazing.
yeah, that's
So
cool.
including yourself. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to the EP, and
Yep.
yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the show, and it was good to see you again. You know, as always. Yeah,
Yeah, and you too. Thank you.
Peter Endall, Suburban Spell. You can find the music, of course, on the Bandcamp page. Just look for Suburban Spell in Bandcamp, and stay tuned. June 23rd.
Thanks so much.
Okay, one moment. Let me. Thank you so much.